Guys, okay, so for those of you that are new to the industry, aka Green Yacht Crew, and you are currently maybe busy with your Yacht CV, maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe you're thinking about paying someone to do it for you. If that's the case, I need to stop you right there. Don't waste your money on paying someone to do your CV for you. It is not necessary. Rather take that money and put it towards a course that can help you get into the industry or a course that can help you to get qualified for something specific. Don't pay someone to do your CV. If you're new to the industry, people are expecting to see your CV in a specific way, specific layout, specific wording. And from all the CVs that I've been sent recently, that have paid people to do their CV for them, have not double-checked spelling mistakes. They've used the wrong words that you would want to see on a new crew member's CV. So it's just something to remember. Now, I've been giving out a lot of information about CVs because I've been getting the advice from agents and captains. So I figured, you know what, let me just actually sit down on an interview with an agent and ask her all the questions so that she can tell you directly what it is that they want to see as far as your CV and interviews and all of that. Okay, so that's what this video is actually all about. Lisa for us from YPI agreed to sit down with me and I got to ask all the questions that you guys keep asking me. So let's go check it out. Hey guys, okay, so today I have quite a special treat for you. I'm sitting with Lisa Frost from YPI and I have a few questions for her regarding interview preparation, CV preparation, all the nicky-nacky things that you guys need to know that will really help you to make your CV more appealing and more professional. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, Lisa.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so with regards to, you are currently hiring for the deck department, is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I mainly hire for officers, the OWs and the Chief Mate 3000s, but I've also dealt with the juniors as well. So we're a very close team. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so for my first question is, when you're considering to put a crew member forward for a position, what are the main features in their CV that you're looking for? Or is there anything that you look for that needs to stand out?
Yeah, so when we're putting someone forward for a position, we always look out for something on their CV that, that jumps out, that could be transferable, obviously. That would be the main thing. So if it's for the girls, normally it would be anything to do with floristry, to bartending skills, to service, anything like that that's transferable over to a yacht. If you haven't got those skills, it doesn't mean that you're not going to move forward, but this is the sort of thing we would look out for initially. And also we like words that pop out, rather than just a drone of lines and lines and lines and lines. We prefer words that, like keywords that pop, that will jump out to us when we look at a CV. Yeah, so that's what we kind of look for. So it's no good if you have those sort of skills and you put them on the back page. We need to see them on the front page. We need to see them in the profile. So yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So what kind of skills would be transferable for a deckhand? Like if somebody maybe says that that they're used to be a lifeguard, is that something that's transferable?
Absolutely, yes, because that just shows that they have a fantastic water ability. Also carpentry is another one, because there's plenty of maintenance going on board all the time. So carpentry is a really, really, really excellent one. Anything to do with construction as well, because it just shows that you are strong, you have strength, so that you are good at lifting machinery and that kind of thing. And as you know, there are cranes and all sorts that carry the jet skis on and off, blah blah blah. I think also sometimes I do believe that a military as well is a great thing, because it also shows a discipline as well. So anything like that, you may not think, you may think that's not going to work, but actually it does. So I always, you know, anything you have, if you're not sure, then always ask someone. That's the best thing to do. It's just there's so many people that you can ask these days, and you will always find the answer that you need.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, there's so many people out there just willing to help and adjust the words just a little bit. Because I've recently seen a CV come across, this person was looking for a role as a junior, but the entire CV was laid out in such a way that exploring how good of a management skills she's got, and she's a great leader, and all the wording and everything came across a little bit too strong for a chief stewardess that would read it. She might feel intimidated by this girl.
Yes.
So I guess that's something also to keep in mind, is to not to try and overstep on any toes. Like, show your skills, but not come across too strong, right?
Don't oversell yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
No, definitely, because it will come across as intimidating. We want to see, we want to know what you have been doing, but we don't want we don't need you to kind of list every single thing that you've been doing. It's, you know, you have to, it's a yachting CV is very different to any other kind of CV. That's why, you know, you do need to take on board advice, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this takes us to my next question. The appearance of the CV itself. Now, is there still a specific layout that is required, or are all these done for you CV services with all the big blocks and everything accepted?
I love this question. Yes. So we actually, I will tell you that we love simple CVs. CVs that are easy to read, that are clean, that use a good font, decent font, not teeny tiny letters, because some of our clients also have to wear glasses. So something easy to read, no block colours, no lots of emojis and things like that. We're not interested in any of that. We're interested in the content of the CV, not all the pretty pictures and emojis, which everybody seems to be using these days. It's a very simple, classic layout CV.
Yeah.
And we find that most of our clients really like this. And as you know, it's as simple as that. It really, really is. And you shouldn't actually have to pay anyone to do that for you.
Yeah, that was going to be another thing that I wanted to mention is I've seen a lot of junior CVs that have been edited by somebody professionally, and I think it's an absolute waste of money. As a junior crew member, your CV is supposed to be as plain as possible.
I completely agree. Completely agree. And unfortunately, because they're juniors, they don't know what the best way to move forward is, and the advice sometimes that they are given is not the correct advice. You know, and I'm dead against anyone paying to have their CV done. You know, there are plenty of people that will walk you through it, talk you through it, and a lot of agencies should actually help you anyway. It's one of those things that's like a little bit of a bone of contention.
And then tell me the reason why there's a specific layout to the CV, the plain CV that everybody is requesting. What is the reason behind that? Why is it specific layout?
Well, it's always been like that, number one. And secondly, also, if you think, some people don't think about the printing purposes of it either. If you have something that's full of blocks of colour, etc., it's going to drain your printer. And a lot of you know, captains or chief stewards, they won't print out CVs for simple reasons such as that. You know, that's something that people seem to overlook. A simple classic CV has always been easy, and you know, you pick out the words that you want to pick out, but when you've got too much going on, your eyes are drawn away from what's important. So
that makes sense. Okay, so easier to scan for the information that you need, basically.
Absolutely, rather than darting across here, there and everywhere looking. You shouldn't have to look. It should be there for you. Okay.
Okay. And then regarding the photo, you know, is there a preference to the way people present themselves in the photo? As for example, what color shirts is good, hair up or down? Do you have any preferences, or have you noticed any preferences?
I think I noticed most preferences are with the hair up, and that would
Okay.
be mainly to actually see your face, not like I have my hair now. And also a nice smile. It's not a passport photo. I think a smile
Yeah.
completely changes your face.
Mm.
And with regards to, it's nice, yes, shirts, obviously, simple, plain, nice shirts. I think the main preference would be the lighter side rather than the darker side.
Okay.
Not too much colour, no names of labels or anything, just plain and simple, same
Hmm.
as the CV.
Yeah, I've tried to explain it to my students as to kind of dress in a sense that what you would look like in the boat's uniform, so that people
Yeah,
can instantly imagine you
yeah,
in the vessel's uniform, and then that
yes,
might
yeah,
help quite a lot.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and
I
then
agree
tell
with that.
me, do you prefer headshots or body shots? Half
Um,
body shots.
Okay, so I would probably go on more towards what Louise prefers, which I know you've spoken before.
Yeah.
We think the shot from maybe just below the neckline, down
Hmm.
towards your chest, so we can see your shoulders as well. I think they're
Okay.
nice shots. Headshots sometimes I think are a little bit too much, boom, in your
Yeah.
face. It's
Yeah.
nice to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
little bit more of you. That's all.
Yeah, and a little bit of
Yeah.
posture and everything. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Shoulders back, never sideways.
Okay, that's good to know. Um, okay, so when it comes to experience, uh, previous work experience, what kind of experience do you think should be put in the CV and what should be left out?
Are we talking about the shoes or deckhand?
The deckhands or the shoes, whichever you prefer.
Um, okay, so we find a lot of uh, juniors. They have, say, worked in what do you call, like Sainsbury's or Tesco's or something like that, like a big
Okay.
supermarket.
Yeah.
We don't find that's so relevant.
Okay.
So we don't need to know all the department stores with regards to supermarkets that you've worked in. That's not something that we're really interested in. We're
Okay.
interested if you've travelled, because that means you've been away from home a lot. We just, most of them that come forward, they have done something that is transferable. It's not often
Yeah.
that there isn't anyone that hasn't, so it's hard to really pinpoint one particular thing. I mean,
Okay.
if you think about a boat and if you think about what's involved on board a boat, I mean, a lot of them maybe are not quite sure, but most of our females, for example, they have done bar work, or they have done restaurant work, or they have
Mm.
done a bit of nannying or babysitting. So they may have done a bit of floral something somewhere. It's all those little bits and pieces that all come together and can be transferred. It's very rare that we get someone that doesn't really have that. Even
Okay.
doctors, medics,
Mm.
nurses, yoga,
Yeah.
beauticians.
Yeah.
There's so much now out there that actually is brought on board. So it's hard
Yeah.
to really say, yeah.
Okay. So pretty much if somebody has some experience in department stores, then they can just list it as department stores and not
Yeah,
go into
we
detail
don't
for
need
every
the
single one.
full detail of it at all, not at all. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know. And then tell me, cover letter. What is your take on a cover letter? Yes or no?
I'm a no person for that. I would say no. I think it's not necessary at this stage.
Mm.
Everything we need to know or want to know about you should be there in the CV to start with.
Okay.
I don't really think a cover letter is necessary at this stage, but then everyone has a different opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Some people believe that it's necessary to explain the CV in more detail or to you know, outline your experience or who you are as a person in more detail. But I mean, I remember Louise mentioning that she kind of, when presenting the CV to a vessel, will have like a kind of like a cover letter for that person. So
she does. I mean, what Louise does is what we all do actually here at YPI, is we have a profile for that person, because we speak to them, we get to know them, we create their profile. So we send our own cover letter to the client. So we create the
that's
cover
awesome.
letter. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so the next one is video interview or introduction videos. Now, a lot of websites have this option available, so people can do a little video introduction of themselves. What is your opinion on this? Do you think that somebody is more hireable if they have a video interview versus somebody that doesn't? Is that something that's absolutely necessary?
I think it's a way forward for sure, especially with everything that's been happening recently, and it is something that we have been doing ourselves. We have been interviewing by WhatsApp video or by Zoom, for example. So I do think it's a way forward, and I think it also shows you and how you are as well, how you react, your calmness, your nerves, you know, etc., etc. It shows you in a different way. So I do think it's quite good. It's definitely the future.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one day we'll all just have video-based CVs.
But there's a very strong possibility. I wouldn't rule it out.
Okay, so then my last question, any other advice that you have, something that I didn't ask about that you'd like to share for newcomers coming into the industry regarding the CV specifically?
Yeah, well, regarding the CVs, well, I mean, just basically, as I said before, just make sure you have a great photo, that your content is about you, it is about what you've been doing. Choose your keywords wisely. You know, if you're going into an interview, then engage with that person. Please look, you know, as though you are actually interested in the position, because you may think you are, but then if you sit there with your hands across your legs, or you know, you're leaning forward, it's lots of little things that show that you're not. So you know, really engage with the person, ask the right questions, etc. We just CVs, just simple, really simple layouts and great photos, and a great photo can say a lot about you as well.
Okay, all right. And then that you actually mentioned a few things about the interview, because I was going to ask, what are 5 points that crew need to remember when sitting in on an interview with you or with anybody at YPI?
Okay, when you're in an interview, so pay attention to the person that's interviewing you, and please don't look around at everything else that's going on. Keep eye contact. That's important. It's easy to get distracted, I understand that, but like I said, you have to engage with that person. There's nothing worse than interviewing someone and their attention is all over the place. I've had it's infuriating, and it's, you know, I feel like it's a waste of my time. I want someone that's serious in front of me. So like Lisa draws her eyes to the floor. Yes, you know, ask the right questions. You can ask about the crew dynamics on board, you know, how many on deck, how many in the interior, what nationalities. You can ask, you know, itineraries, that sort of thing. Do not ask about salary, and do not ask about I want to travel the world. Yeah, they're a couple of our pet hates as well. Yeah, and in fact that's something we also ask them not to put on the CVs. I want to travel the world.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's good that if you have traveled, that's fine, but we don't want to see it on the CV that I want to travel the world, because you may not always get that opportunity to start with.
Yeah, and then people will think that you'll be upset if the vessel just stays in the Mediterranean for a year. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and then any other overall advice that you can share with new crew that is not specific to CVs, not specific to interviews, any general advice?
Would be just It's a fantastic industry to come into. It has its ups and downs, obviously, as everything does. But if you have any questions, there's so many platforms now on social media. There's things on YouTube. There's you, for example, and what you're doing. And, you know, you always ask the question, if anything you need to know. Just, there's so many people out there that can help. I think there's no excuse now not to know anything. There's so much going on out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's quite the different experience coming in now as opposed to when I joined the industry, where there was almost zero support online. So a lot of what you need to know, you can just look it up. And what I've noticed recently, there's also been quite a few job scans. So I do feel that for anybody watching this video, if you are approached by anybody and your gut is telling you that something's wrong, you can send it to me or to Warren or whoever, and we'll take a look. There are a few people that have reached out to us, and there's just some weirdos out there. So rather ask. If you don't feel safe or something feels weird, just ask.
Always say that. Always. I have juniors I see once every month or a couple of times a month that come for recruitment morning, and that's one of the things I always say to them: please trust your gut, and if you're not sure, always come and ask me or ask someone else. And you know, you can do your research, you can investigate, and you can find out if the boat's kosher or not. But unfortunately, there are a lot of dodgy people out there. It's the way of the world.
Yeah, it is. Just have to do your research, definitely.
100%.
Okay, cool. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody watching this video really appreciates it too. So thank you, and I hope to have you on again soon.
You're very welcome. Thank you again, and good luck to everybody. Okay, take care.
Bye.